Hello and welcome guys, this is the part 2 of basic startup tips and tricks on Maya. I don't know what to name this video yet because I record this video with the previous video continually. But on this video I will go more in depth on each, not all of it, but like most important tools that I find it interesting and it will be useful. Alright. So let's start with a shape. Okay, I have a square. On this subdivision I can add like polygon here and then add more line and then add more height subdivision and more depth subdivision. Let's just add in fair amount of numbers so you can see that it make a difference. So I just make a box. Okay, and let's say that I want to mess around with the shape here in the middle. It should be a hole in the middle. Click on faces, just delete it out if you want to. And now you have a hole on the middle and I'm like, what the heck? How do I gonna close up this object? It looks stupid and you can see through from the inside. This is where something interesting come in. You go into edge mode. Alright, to select each edge that you want, and I will teach you on the object tools called Bridge Tool. It will connect two edge or face together, but the easy way to manage is that you select edges to edge. Okay, you will see that it's turned orange here. You select on it, you click edge, boom, done. Now it just create a shape over like a surface on it across one thing to another thing. This will not work if it starts to be more complex, but you will see that there is a small bounding box open up. You can select how much subdivision you have. So the more you have, the more smooth it will be. But if it's like just a flat, straight line, straight shape, then it's fine. You don't need to change anything. And you will come. I don't want you to mess with this, but you can try. This doesn't make anything but twist. It will see the difference if you have a curved object, but now it's not. So let's change it back to 0 for now. And you will see this curve type. If you change it to blend, it will start curving up to centers and then expand it afterward. You will see that. You will see that it start expanding from big to triangle and then small, which is not what we want. And then another one is just curve. Curve will not work if this object two lines are fully parallel, so you don't see any difference. But yeah, get idea. So I will put in only one division, which is, or in this case I don't need any division. And now you do the same with all of the shape. You just bridge it up, select two lines. It should be parallel line so that it will be working perfectly. So now you have a box which close in and then it's hollow on the middle. Okay, so now you create a box with a hole in the middle. Fairly easy enough. Let's just say that you just accidentally delete a face. I want to delete this face. Oh no, you accidentally delete a face. How do you gonna fix that? You can press Ctrl C or Ctrl Z to go back, but then if you go far more than you needed, then you can just select two of this and bridge it up. Now you get back to normal. That is one way to like fix the boxes. The reason I start with square cause like it's easier to manage and easier to understand. Okay, so another one that is really interesting is that if you select one face, for example, if you want to make something come out from each one of its faces, you can go into extrude. It's very simple and then easy to understand. You extrude something out. Okay, so when you select your face, you click extrude, right? You will have this thing come up, and this thing, this will be what do you say it, more useful when you start to have like most complex and unaligned shape, when it's not fully centered in X and Y and Z axis. And you need to click this to make it auto center on the middle of the shape itself. But right now it's just normal, and then you can just move it up. So this is different between you click a face and then drag it up, because like this creating a new connected point, a new shape on it, and then pull it up out of it. So basically you create a line and then pull it up. I will show you what different it is. So you can just move it up, move it to the left or right, front or back, creating something somewhat interesting. You can somewhat rotate it. And if you're not happy, you can change to rotate tools and scale to scale it smaller, and then rotate a bit to create some random stuff if you want to, and then you can continue moving it afterward. Let me show you what is the difference between you just move it up, click and move. So that is extrude, this is normal moving. So when you click here, it's mess up the whole shape, because like this thing is still connected to this, and then it will try to maintain the shape as a whole polygon. That's why you shouldn't do that. Okay, so here you have this extruding tools, and I'm gonna extrude it again. So if you press G, it's gonna repeat the last tools that you use, which is extrude in this case. Now we have extruding. So if you extrude, and I want to make it go that way as well, and then go it this way, and then I want to rotate a bit. Yeah, that sounds quite nice. Hey, I guess something somewhat similar, but it's not the same. But hey, who what you want to judge? I'm just doing this real quick. Then I will introduce you to one more new tools. Okay, so if you go, I'm just gonna do this randomly. You go into vertices, and then you'll be like, hey, I want to connect this thing together, but I don't want to bridge it or extrude it and trying to connect it that way. How you gonna do that? That's why I'm in vertex mode. So you will have this thing, which is target welding tools. You can connect two edges together. First, select from one edge to another edge. It will try bridge it up and then connect it in without creating new, what you call like edge. It's just trying to connect from one edge to another, and in this case, like the first thing you click, it will move toward another thing you click, which is like that. It's not gonna be that nice if you don't know what to do with it, but like sometimes you have some empty space or empty gap that you want to connect it together. Okay, so in this case, I will just want to make here is empty space. And then I will be like, oh, I should connect it together. So use this. Let's just say like go down there. So now you get a triangle. How nice. And now you mess up this thing as well, because like that thing is still connected to that. You see? Because it will change the whole line and then vertex of it as well. That's an example, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Let's do the same with this one. Delete. And this time I'll go to vertex mode, and like I'll be like, okay, I want to connect this dot and this dot together. Let's just go there, and now you create a smaller triangle. Fairly interesting. Or let's go another way around, so that way come down. Or I want to connect this thing to that thing. Now you create somewhat a weird, stupid shape where it doesn't look good enough. Or if you want to do like that side, let's just connect that dot together, creating something new. And now I have only weird shape. And then you realize that, hey, I got this empty space. What are you gonna do with it? You can go to edge mode and then trying to close the gap of it and creating new triangle like that one. Or if you want, you can use bridge tool. Then select this thing and that thing, see, and then bridge it up, which is not working. It's like you need to select all of it. There we go. Let me show you again. So the reason this one don't work when you bridge, because like they're trying to connect this one and this one, but it's not fully equal in terms of like vertex and then shape and size. So you need to select whole of it. This will be useful when you're trying to close the gap of the circle or like the middle area. So it's just trying to close the gap in the middle. That's all it's gonna do. Okay, so now I got this oddly weird shape. What do I do with it now? You ask me. we can start playing around with another type of tools, which is the next one is the Bevels Tool, which is if you select object as a whole, you can click on this and it will create a bevel. What do you expect? And then the reason we need this one is that if you add a small fraction of like 0.1, it will help the object to connect to like get the light better and help the light reflect from the object and create a better and realistic rendering. Okay, let's just put it around how depth is gonna be. I think this is about nice. But then the bad thing about this shape is that you should do this process at last step, because you will see that it's creating more line to it, and then it will be hard to manage if you want to change the shape afterward. That's why you shouldn't do it right now. It's gonna be the process where you start rendering out and then you're sure that you're gonna left your shapes like that. Okay. And then this two thing is really interesting, smoothing the polygon and reduce the amount of polygon. So the way how it's gonna reduce the polygon is that it's gonna create more subdivision. You can either create subdivision here, but after you messing around with this object, you have more step and more, what do you call, like effects. Let's just say input effects on it. That's why it's kind of a mess here. So let's just try smooth it out first. You will see that our shape turned into weird stuff. But you get the idea. You just press smooth and you can select how much smooth it's gonna be. I'm not recommend to go more than like 10, because I think it's only max as 4, but you can put up to 10 with your normal input. It's not gonna do anything. But like you can do it multiple times and create into like really smooth shape. But you shouldn't just leave it like that. Or on keyboard on your numpad, you click 1, 2 or 3. 1 is just showing normal, 2 and 3. 2 is just like between both transition, and 3 is just showing you how smooth it could be if you like change it to like, let's just take it smooth everything out and your shape is weird. But hey, it's cute though. But yeah, you can go back here. This is the way that to preview. Well, it's not really a preview. If you change it, you can still change back. Unlike smooth tools, if you smooth that up, it's already changed it to new function or new object. This function already applied and you need to control C it. But this thing you can change it between all of it at any time, given time you want. And another, when I talk about the keyboard shortcut, then another one is like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean 4 and 5. This is showing the wireframe display, and you can just go back here 4 and 5, which is the same one that you can click in here, but this is very faster. Okay, next thing, let's create another object here. I want to be square, and let's just move it a bit closer and just delete a face. I wanna connect these two faces together. Let's just say want that to be connected together, and let me delete this face as well. And you will see that there is still a line. You can, by the way, you can select any given line or any given vertices and delete it if you want. And now it's gonna create into one huge square, which is easier to manage. But I'm not recommend you to delete it if you still have the complete shape from the outside, because like if you delete too many vertex, it might well change your shape in a way that you don't want it and you can't be fixed. And you just delete that. I want to connect this thing together for some reason. Let's just say I want to bridge these two together. Let's select edge, and then you select this one at edge, and then you start, oh, let's just say bridge this thing together. You press bridge and it say no, it doesn't work, it's multiple objects. How you gonna do that? Well, first of all, make this thing subdivision equal to this thing. You see that we have 3. Which one is that? Nope, not this one. We have 3 on the top, so let's give it 3. Well, it rotates to another shape, another side, which is fine. You can go to rotation tools and rotate it up. Huh. and you will see this number have changed, rotate in y-axis. You can make it perfect into negative 90, so it's perfectly fine. Oh well. But hey, I just realized I make a mistake. It should be 3 and 3 on this side, but let's just see that it works or not. Let's just see if we have multiple like division on here. So what you're gonna do is you need to make both of this into same objects. This is fairly interesting. You can combine them into same object. When you select it, it will select both. Easy enough, and you can easily separate it afterward on match and separate it if you don't want it to be friend anymore. You don't want it to be together like a group option. Okay, after you have this into same object, click on the HG, and then try, let's just say we try. And then bridge it up. It said it doesn't work. How are you gonna do that now? Cause the thing is that, the problem is that the line here and the shape, it have too many edges, 3 edges to 1. How do you gonna make this edge into 3? That's the new tools that I will teach you fairly quick, cause like I add a subdivision on the wrong side. That's my intention. The thing that you need to do is go into mesh tools, edge loop. This is not fully accurate or fully divide, but if you click on that tool and click on the shape. Let me do it again. If you select on this side, it's gonna add more green dotted line if you zoom in. And you see that I created a green dotted line here. I just roughly divide it equally. Oh, let's do it again. There we go. Now we have 3 subdivision. Yes. And then we need to go back to mouse. Select mouse. So you can select edges and then let's select both of them. Yeah. Bridge it up. Now we create something amazing. Just bridge it up. It's not equal, you can see, but hey, it's something. Well, it's something, yeah. And let's do the same to the bottom as well. Wow, it's not equal, but hey, I made a spaceship for some reason. And now you have this side, and still, it's not the same amount of subdivision we have. Let's do it again. Edge loop. I know that there is gonna be another better way to do it, but hey, it's the best way that I know right now. And then just bridge it in, This is like the most important thing you will be doing. Is bridge your object, extrude the object, and then move around and scale it up and down if you want. Now you have an oddly weird non-center spaceship. Huh. Or you can just select that. Now you can see I select all of it except the line. And go into this, let's just say, yeah, this face. Move it a bit. Now, let's hope that was the center. Now we get a most somewhat center. It shapes it, right? That's good. And now, let's just make a triangle and then, no, I don't want that, that's the same process. Let's see what it looks like when you smooth it out, really smooth it out. You have a boxes, yeah. Okay, for example, if you're done with this ideas of this shape, let's just, and then extrude it out. Okay, you will see now that it's not fully centered. If I start extrude it, it's gonna extrude in a weird way, which is not what we want. We click here, and then you can extrude it from one side. And then what I'm gonna do here is that I press G. No, before I press G, I press this, scale to, and make it smaller and press G to go back to this. This is the way we're gonna repeat for a while to make the tip of the rocket. It's not a really good rocket, but hey, this is just a quick way I'm gonna do it. And then move it up a bit, G, R, and G, and R, and G, and R. And now, we have somewhat rocket. Let's just say, what should we name this thing? And now you will see at the end how you're gonna put this thing together. There's so many ways to do it, but hey, you can either bring it in or you can just You can just make it smaller till you cannot see it. But in this case, I want to make it look nice, so hey, I think this is legit enough. It's too small, you cannot see it. There we go. So now we get something, and it's black for some reason. The shadowing odd. Sometimes you will get this, which is a problem. Let me go back. Let's just end it here. I'm not quite sure what to do with that actually, but let me test this out first. Sometimes you will get this black object, and then the way to fix it is to invert, cause like sometimes you spin around too much and then you fix your shape, or it doesn't react to the, let's just say, the lighting correctly. This is not the ideal things to do, but this is my guess. Here. It took a while to find, and I'm not normally using the revert. And then when you reverse, you see that the inside come outside. So now you have a perfectly nice spaceship. Yes. 20 minutes now. I need to cut down the video. Let's just move on to next thing then. Okay, we have this Hypeshade. Sometimes the Hypeshade doesn't work, but it will work if you go into your system settings control panel and then change your language, your like territory language to US or UK English basically, and it should work fine. Let's just put that on the side. That is on the side. I already introduced you to Lambert and Blend on the last video. Just put it in. Let's just use Blend then. You can just select each faces and then add object. I want it to be red. Nope. Don't mess around with Lambert one any case or whatever. Let's just say it's red. And then Lambert 2, let's just make it white. I got a spaceship. There we go. And you can just right click and then assign material to selection. Now it's red. Yay! And then we can just make the rest white if you want to. But now let's just do another way. Let's just make it white first, and then let's do that again. Remember that don't make a mistake like me. You should select from the the smallest, the biggest object to the smallest, and then boom, we have spaceship. I think. Well, that's close enough. And then I should introduce you to Arnold on my next video, where I start teaching you guys how to make actual glass and then actual object. This is just basically coloring and stuff like that. This should cover mostly the thing that will be important to you to actually start making object. Okay? The best way to practice is that find image reference, the object that start with basic shape, square, circle, rectangle, cylinder, triangle, something like that, and then just play around with all those two that I just taught you. Those extrude, bridge, bevel. I can just add bevel right now if I'm done with it. There we go. Yeah, that should be fine. And then let's just say what it looks like if you smooth it up. Yay! Spaceship! Or you can just do like me, spending some time playing around with some objects and shape, and you will somewhat find something interesting. Okay, the last thing before I go is this one, the camera rendering button. You can just try rendering it out. I don't recommend you to, but you can just use Maya software and then click rendering to see what is your object will be look like without smoothing for sure. And this one is smoothing. It's based on where your camera look at, so hey, quite nice. But don't use Arno yet. Arno is the advanced version. When you click that, you're gonna broke the system. But yeah, you're not gonna see anything because Arno will be using lightings and everything like that. Okay, don't forget to share, like, subscribe. I made this weird thing. Okay, before I go again, I forgot. Don't forget to save, guys. This software is quite CPU based software. It's gonna crash in any moment if you start making the object more advanced in a way. Okay, don't forget to share, like, subscribe. See you guys on the next video, and bye.